Daily fantasy sports companies like DraftKings and FanDuel took a shaky step forward today, trying to become legal in the state without obtaining a gaming license. As Patrick Walker explains, regulators are skeptical about the companies trying to create their own category in state law, drawing criticism from regulators.
If daily fantasy sports companies get their way, a new bill could allow them to operate in Nevada without having a gaming license. Industry leaders DraftKings and FanDuel are proposing a bill that would create a special classification separating fantasy sports from other types of gaming. The companies have proposed similar bills across the U.S., but Governor Brian Sandoval says a blanket bill doesn't work here.
There are other states that have adopted and legalized daily fantasy sports, but none of them are within the confines of what we typically do in the state of Nevada.
The Gaming Policy Board, chaired by Sandoval, peppered an attorney representing FanDuel and DraftKings about what the governor called a, quote, light proposal. Under the bill, the state would get up to $10,000 a year in licensing fees from each applicant. Gaming Control Board Chairman Tony Alamo questioned whether or not the state would even make enough money to cover regulating the companies.
Is it good for the industry? Does it increase revenue stream? Does it increase jobs? And I'm beginning to feel that the answer is no.
MGM Resort CEO Jim Murren says he believes fantasy sites should operate by essentially the same rules as everybody else.
You guys got a lot of work to do, but I, for one, have a very, very open mind. I am not intimidated as a bricks and mortar operator.
The committee will decide whether or not to recommend the legislation later this year. Patrick Walker, 8 News Now.
Now, the bill would also allow 18-year-olds to participate in daily fantasy sports, and that's something members on the Gaming Policy Committee took issue with, because all other forms of gaming require participants to be at least 21 years old.